Hawkins replies that the damage is going to go to Kid. Then Killer cuts off his left arm. Hawkins then asks why he cut his arm off if the damage is going to go for... And then Killer says, Kid has no left arm. So we got the 1029 spoilers, and we are getting some reveals in this chapter, but this more so seems like one of those chapters that's like pushing the plot along, which is good. If you follow my channel, you know that I'm totally on board with that stuff, so let's get into it. Titled the chapter is Tower. Queen says Judge once said he wanted to create humans with exoskeletons, with great power and endurance and a heart of ice without feelings. So in the previous chapter, we saw Sanji taking on Queen, and he was just getting completely wrecked. Like at some point, Queen like detached his body and became like this giant snake and like crushed Sanji and like broke his bones. But then somehow he like instantly recovered, and then even Queen's sword was like breaking on him, and he said, "This sucks, I don't want to be a monster like them," referring to his Germa siblings. And that's where the chapter ended, and it seems like in this one we're not going to be getting an explanation as to what's going on with him yet. We speculated that it could have something to do with Judge and Germa and all that stuff, because he said after he had used his suit, his body started feeling weird. Now, another thing that was put out there was the whole Lunarian thing, which is probably what King's race is, but Sanji could also be that race somehow too, or at least partly, because of his ability to like create fire, which apparently is like a really rare thing in the One Piece world, and that like you need to be a certain thing for it to be explained. So him being a cyborg from Germa or a Lunarian is, you know, one of two ways. And also it could be something that his mom did, because she took like some kind of elixir when he was young, and apparently it only affected him. But the fact that Queen is bringing up the whole exoskeletons thing here might be pushing towards Sanji's power awakening here being like Germa related maybe. But also with the exoskeletons and him saying that he came up with it, and also the whole heart of ice without feeling stuff, that's pretty much Germa. So I guess this might be implying that that was all inherently Queen's idea, and that Judge took it from him. Therefore, Sanji and his life, everything he's been through is kind of a byproduct of Queen? I think that would be cool, and you know, it's Oda's way of bringing everything full circle and having everything have significance, and it's being executed better than, you know, some of the other battle mangas that kind of just shoehorn in this element at the end of their series with like main ancillary characters and main ancillary villains. Sanji is still shocked with the changes his body is undergoing and leaves because he needs time to think. It's like a teenager going through puberty. Queen chases him by saying to show him the raid suit. So he keeps bringing this up, so I guess it is going to come into play here. I'm not really sure what he's going to do with it on the spot. I'm not sure if he could put it on, but I guess, you know, his main goal is to reverse engineer it or whatever. But since it likely is going to show up here, and Sanji saying that his body started to feel weird after he wore it, the suit could lead to whatever Sanji's big arc is here. Kid has severe headaches and is about to be defeated by Big Mom. So this is one of the more interesting fights of this part of Wano, I guess I'll say, because it's been going on for like 16 chapters, but we've had like little to no development on it. And it's understandable, because within those 16 chapters, a lot has happened, and a lot of fights of varying significance have ended. But just this fight in particular has had like 7 panels or something within all of those chapters. Kid and Law versus Big Mom. There are some battle scenes. Killer versus Hawkins. So this is another fight that's been on the sidelines for a majority of the last couple chapters, but it's had more spotlight, I guess, than the Big Mom fight. Kid's headache is caused by Hawkins, who is headbutting himself. So that's pretty cool. Very much like Hawkins to do this. In this part, there is a long conversation between the two. At the end, Killer says he has 2 questions for Hawkins. Question 1, what if the damage you do has nowhere to go? Hawkins replies that the damage is going to go to Kid. Then Killer cuts off his left arm. Hawkins then asks why he cut his arm off if the damage is going to go for... And then Killer says, Kid has no left arm. Question 2, how many lives do you have left if I remove Kid's straw dolls? And then Hawkins says, congratulations, that was the last one. Hawkins draws the card of Tower from his cards, but Killer defeats him. Tower means the collapse of the old, and a hidden meaning of the card is a new path. Killer says, go ahead, mate. No break next week. Okay, so this is great. This is exactly how this was supposed to play out. So I'm sure a lot of you had speculated that this was probably going to happen. I know I myself did back in my chapter 1022 spoiler review. And I'm sure a lot of us had thought about this immediately, but Kid is missing an arm thanks to Shanks. So I'm thinking that this is going to play out with like Hawkins probably figuring that out and then just does like a significant named attack or something to Hawkins' arm. And then of course nothing winds up happening to Kid since he doesn't have that arm, therefore just nullifying any advantage that Hawkins would have had. So it's pretty cool to see this play out because, you know, this is how Oda set up his cards to fall, and they did. So now that Hawkins is defeated, I'm assuming that he's going to like probably immediately jump sides and help the Alliance take down the Beast Pirates. If not, then I guess he'll be confined for the rest of the arc. But either way, I see Hawkins being around for the rest of the series, you know, up until the end. It's also even possible that he joins like one of their crews after this arc is over. Not the Straw Hats, of course, but like Kid or Law, because I think that they're going to be replacing Big Mom and Kaido as emperors. So Hawkins being a supernova, him likely being around with the rest of them for Laugh Tale, and him like already showing that he, you know, would join Kaido because, you know, he's a strong crew. I think that, you know, he would probably do the same again, right? And he has a history with Kid and kind of with Law. So I guess it makes more sense that he would go with Kid because I guess he doesn't really fit in with like Law's group. But then at the end we have Tower means the collapse of the old, and a hidden meaning of the card is a new path. So I assume that that is foreshadowing the end of the arc with Kaido being defeated, you know, the fall of the Beast Pirates, and then the new Wano regime takes over, like Momonosuke being the Shogun, of course, and then the new path is, I guess, Wano opening to the public, Luffy bringing the new dawn, all that good stuff. But like I said in the beginning, this is like a progression chapter, I guess. We're getting the Killer and Kid fight out of the way. So now I think that, you know, we're probably going to be focusing on the Big Mom versus Kid and Law. And this could be potentially a big moment because if they could defeat Big Mom somehow, I think that's like the first time that she's going to be like defeated in the series, right? I don't think anybody else has like taken her out, or maybe even came close to taking her out. So this should be super interesting. And like I said, I think they're going to become emperors, so it's important that they take her down specifically. That's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Let me know what you think about these spoilers in the comments. What do you think is happening with Sanji? What do you think is going to happen with Hawkins? And what do you think is going to happen with Big Mom? Let me know. And if you like the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.